Hey guys, it's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a what sold on Poshmark video for you. If you're new here, I'm a full-time Poshmark seller and I'm really excited to show you guys my sales this week. A couple things before we get into this. This is a slow time of year for clothing resellers and I want you guys to remember that. I see so many of you struggling with your sales right now. Every year, November and December just aren't that great. Add in everything that's going on in the world and you're probably having slow sales. It's okay. Don't panic. Typically January, February will pick back up. People will start getting their tax returns and dealing with all of that. And make sure right now that you're sourcing and listing loungewear and athletic wear. That's what people are buying. Everyone is stuck at home right now. So before we dive into this as well, just to know I'm a little bit under the weather right now. I'm not feeling that great. So if I sound snuffly and like congested, that's why. So I'm going to dive right in though, because my sales were kind of right where I want them to be right now. For the amount of items I have listed in my closet, they've been pretty consistent. I sold before fees, before cost of goods, everything. My total was $2,048, which is pretty good. I sold 81 items. I had 70 sales in total. 6 of them were bundles. And just to break down the numbers a little bit more, and then I'll dive into showing you guys what sold. I'm so sorry. We have $2,048. So let's take off the 20% Posh fee, and that's going to bring us down to $1,640. Of course, that doesn't include any shipping discounts I did. I didn't dive that deep into it. I only deep dive into my numbers once a month because it's very time consuming. But so that brings us to around $1,640 after Poshmark fees. Approximately after the $81, if you I average cost everything, and I'm going to dive into that in this video as well, because there's been a lot of questions about how I average cost and what you guys see versus what actually happens behind the scenes. So my average cost of goods is $3. That is pretty standard for me. It doesn't change month over month very often. So if I take that 81 items and I times that by $3, that's going to give me $243 for my cost of goods, which brings it to around $1,397 in profit for what I made this week on Poshmark. Not horrible. Not my best. Not where I wanted to be, but it's not horrible. I'll take it. This time of year is rough and I've had a lot of other things going on. I released a planner last month and it's starting to ship in the next... We're just waiting on the packaging material right now. We have the planners here. We're waiting on the packaging. So hopefully, probably not next week, but the very start of the week after, we'll be getting those planners out to you guys. They'll be there before Christmas as promised. But I'm really excited to start getting those shipped out, but I've been dealing with all of that. So, I mean, considering how much time I'm able to put into Poshmark right now, $1,397 approximately, probably closer to just like a flat $1,300 or $1,200 when I deep dive into my numbers, which again, for these weekly videos, it's hard to do. I make them on Friday morning and they're from my sales from the previous Friday to Thursday. So there's not a lot of like wiggle room time for me to deep dive, but you get the point. It's pretty good. Let's say I did $1,200 in profit. I'm not mad about that. That's a week's worth of work and I probably worked on Poshmark 20 hours this week. So I'll take it. Whew. Let's dive into so this is what's going to happen in this video. We're going to dive into my top sells. I'm going to dive into a bad buy, and then I'm going to break down my average cost, how I figure that out, and why that's relevant to these videos, because you guys only see me at thrift stores, so we're going to talk more about that. Okay, so my first big sell that I was really excited about is this spider snow jacket. And I bought this spider snow jacket. It sold incredibly fast. You guys saw me buy this at the store. I believe I paid $50 for this jacket. Right? Let's see. yeah, I think I paid either 40 or 50, but I went with 50. So this jacket sold for $150. What? I had it listed for 200. Someone sent me a $150 offer. I took it. So after Posh fees, it was 120 is what I made minus the cost of goods of $50. So I made about $70 on this jacket. And we love that. I love that so much. This was an older spider jacket, but the trick with this jacket is it was new a tag. So that made it a little bit more valuable. The next item that sold for a good amount that I was excited about was a Rick Owens jacket. I love Rick Owens personally. This was from my personal closet. I've gained some weight this year, like most of us out there. I'm not ashamed of it. Weight fluctuates. It's not a big deal. But I went through my closet and got rid of the stuff that doesn't fit me anymore. And that included this Rick Owens jacket, which I absolutely love. This is totally my style, but it's time to find a new home that would actually love it. And sold for $100, which was an $80 profit. I don't remember how much I paid for it. It was a long time ago. It was mine. So it's hard to gauge like what a cost of good would be on that. The next item that sold was the biggest profit item, and that was an Iskander wool cardigan. You guys, I got this cardigan this summer at the bins. I paid about $2 for it, and it sat in my pile, to be listed pile forever. I'm so embarrassed. And it sold within a week of listing it. So here it is. This is the tag. This is definitely a Be on the Lookout brand. If you ever see it, I've always sold their pieces really high. And it was a really great sweater. It sold for $200, which was a full price sell, by the way. So I originally listed this sweater jacket at $400, and then I was like, I think that's too much. So just after a couple days, I actually dropped the price to $200. And I thought, you know, this is gonna sell at $200. I'm just gonna put it the price it will sell for, and it sold. It sold for a full asking $200, which means I made $159. Take off the $2, and we're looking at a profit of about $157 from the bins. So fantastic. So very excited about that sale. The next item that sold was another item that was mine. I actually bought this on my friend Voyages of Verbs website, twice our cost. And I bought this for myself. I didn't end up wearing it because summer was basically canceled. But it was a citrus cover-up. How cute is this? From Anthropology. Loved, loved, loved this thing. And here's the brand. Again, I don't remember how much I paid for it. It sat in my closet for a long time, my personal closet. And it ended up selling for a full asking price. I had listed it at $75. Someone came in and bought it for $75. And then that gave me a profit or after fees of $60, which is great. Again, it's hard to name a price with this, so we just kind of lump it into that $3 average cost of goods. The next item is a Barber jacket. And this jacket had sold and we had shipped it, but then we shipped the wrong jacket. It got mixed up. Thankfully, the customer came back and she ended up purchasing it again. She bought it for $87, so I made a $67.48. I don't remember the exact cost of good on this jacket without looking at my books, so I don't want to say how much I paid for it. I really don't remember, but you know, I did make some money on it. And again, I'm making this video, there's like such a short time period, it's hard for me to like go and deep dive into my books, but overall $67.48, that's great. Now I do want to talk about a bad buy, and I want to bring up the fact that someone left a really negative, rude comment on my video about this, and I have nothing to hide. Like, not every purchase I make is some like fantastic purchase, right? We all have these buys that are just not good. So these shoes ended up selling. I had a half off Black Friday sale last weekend. Right, that was last weekend, yeah. Last weekend, they sold for half of my price, and unfortunately, I didn't make any money on these shoes. That happens. That absolutely happens. Not everything is like a home run. So they were these Vapor Max, and you guys might remember me picking these up in a YouTube video. So these were the Vapor Max. I think I paid $30 or $40 for them, probably $40. And unfortunately, they sold for $45 or $44. I sent out half off offers on all the items in my closet for Black Friday. So I did not make any money on these. And you know what? Again, it happens. I'm not like, the comment was so mean and so horrible. And basically, why are you giving advice if you're not even making money on items? And one item out of every 100 is probably an item that I shouldn't have bought, or maybe even 10 items out of every 100 is an item that I shouldn't have bought. But that's not the end of the world. You go to Target and you see those items on the clearance rack that are like 90% off. Yeah, those were bad buys for Target. They thought they would sell and they didn't. However, I'm realistic about it and I factor that in when I'm buying things. So negative comments like this just show me that there are people out there who don't look at the big picture. And if you know me, if you followed me for a long time, I'm a big picture thinker. I look at the overall health of my business, not item by item. I don't have time for that. That's why I average cost everything that I buy. And I'm going to go into that now. Usually I would show you more of my buy, like my bad buys for the week, but instead I'm going to talk about average cost. So here's how I do things. I get my items a few different ways. I get them from thrift stores, which is what you guys see on this channel. You see me going into thrift stores and paying up for items because that's how I can film. That's what you guys like to consume content-wise. I've tried other content. The content you seem to enjoy is the content with me at thrift stores, so that's what I film and I produce for you. That's only one way that I source. I also source at Goodwill Outlet. You see those hauls as well. I haven't been lately just because of the pandemic and everything going on. I haven't thrifted in a month, honestly. All the videos you see have been pre-recorded. I'm not going out right now. So, but I do get a lot of items. I have a lot of backstock of items that I got at the bins, which typically cost me under $1 an item when I average out. So I'll go to the bins, I'll spend $100, but I'll get 150 items. So everything equals out there, right? So that brings my cost of goods down. Then I also get a lot of stuff for free. So I have a lot of friends who will clean out their closets. They'll give me the items. And I know that that's like a weird thing, but it is what it is at this point. I do have a lot of items that I end up getting for free, and I'm very grateful. I always offer to pay people, but a lot of people don't want money. They just want it out of their house. So I get a lot of items for free, and then I also do bulk buys. And when I do bulk buys, I always make sure to keep my cost right around that $3. I'm very upfront when I'm buying bulk, and I always tell people, like, I won't pay more than $3 an item. So that is the different ways that I get inventory, and you might see me paying up for the majority of the things you see me buy, but if you look at my closet, there is a lot more than just what I buy at the thrift stores. And I can go over a little of that right now with you guys. But, you know, do you really need me to show you like item by item what I bought and what I paid for it? Probably not. I'm just saying that I have a mixture of items in my closet and I get them different ways. So when I take, at the end of the month, I go through, I see what sold, or sorry, I go through, I see what I bought, how many items I bought. That typical average cost is usually around $3. So I take the stuff I get at the thrift stores, I take the stuff I get for free, I take the stuff I bulk buy, I take the stuff I got from the bins, and I divide it all out. And we're looking at around $3 an item. This month, I don't think I spent any money on inventory at all. I also buy things online from time to time, and that's going to be a higher cost. But at the end of the day, I average cost everything, and that is what makes my business run the way that it runs. And that's why it works for me. It doesn't work for everyone that way, but I've always done it that way. And it's a much simpler, the first in, first out method. Talk to your accountant, see what you can do. But I look at the overall health of my business. I don't just look at item by item when I am looking at how things are going. So yes, there will be items that don't sell for as much as I want them to. And that's okay. That happens. That happens to every single business. You're going to have that happen to you too, right? And if you get hung up and you get stuck on that one item, that's going to stop you from sometimes you take risk and they work out so well, right? Those Nikes were a total risk at $40. But what if they would have sold for $200? That would have been a great risk. No risk, no reward. So sometimes my risks don't work out. Sometimes they do. I'm babbling. You get the point. I hope that all makes sense, and I hope that makes you feel better about your business too. Now look, if you're losing money on more than, I would say, like 3, 4, 5% of your business every year, that's rough. Maybe redesign how you're sourcing. But I'm not losing money. I'm making money. I'm profitable. At the end of the day, that's all I care about, and that's all you should care about. Your feelings don't need to be connected to every item that you source. Okay, that's all. I'm gonna go get some rest. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. Let me know how you do your cost of goods, what that looks like for you. If you think I'm absolutely crazy for doing it that way, let me know. I'd love to hear it. Like, I'm always open for feedback. And maybe me responding to those comments and telling them, like, no, that's not how it works. That's small picture thing. We're looking big picture thing. Maybe that was helpful for them as well. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'll be back on Monday with my haul video from the last thrift with me, and that's about it. If it's not listed, it's not selling. That's the #1 rule. So go get your items listed, you guys, and have a fantastic day. Thumbs up, subscribe, all that stuff. It really helps me out.